Hey guys, join me for a basic reformer session today. We're just going to do a nice overall session using some basic moves. So I want you to start with a medium to heavy strength spring, but one where you feel you can keep your shoulders relaxed. If you're tensing on this exercise, please bring your spring tension down. We're going to come and lay on the back on the reformer. Have a look and make sure your feet are in the middle of that foot bar. Make sure your hair is out of the way and the feet are hip distance apart. Tuck the pelvis towards you and then let that tailbone lift a little bit, or tailbone press down back, lift a little bit, and then find where you're in a neutral position. So the tailbone is down, we're flat through the front of the core, and you're going to pull the abs in. You're going to push out on the heels to lengthen away and then control it back. So I want you to lift with the abs, keep the upper body soft. Feel your body lengthen away from the bar, and we're checking that the pelvis stays still. So we're not tucking, we're not flaring those ribs out, the ribs are relaxed as you press away. I'd like you to feel a sense of getting longer through the crown of the head as you press out. And then finally check for me that your knees straighten together. They're not kind of one at a time. You've got the knees pushing straight together and then controlling back in. So find some length here, find some reach away. Exhale on the way out and inhale on the way back in. Nice, feel that reach long for 2 more in this position. 1 more here. And then bringing the carriage back in, we're going to move the heels wide. So the heels at the end of the bar. We're not just going to let the legs flop open, they're about shoulder width or a little bit wider as you press and control back in. So exhale away, feel that lift in the core, control it back. Feel length, feel a lift. And watch on this one that the knees straighten together. Often this will feel the wonky one. You'll feel like one leg is definitely longer than the other. And your breathing gives you the timing for the move. So it's an exhale out, inhale in. We'll all move at a slightly different pace. Feel the lift. Check that we're relaxed around that shoulder area. Remember, you may have to take a little bit of spring tension off if you find you're really getting tense up there. And then build it up. 2 more in this position. 1 more. And then coming back in. We're going to bring the toes onto the bar, standing distance apart. Make sure it's the toes on, not just the balls of the feet. Heels are lifted. Press out. Now let your heels stretch under the bar. Oh, feels so good. Come high onto the toes and then bend the knees back in. So we're in a high heel position as you press out. Heels drop under, get a wonderful calf release. Lift high onto toes and come back in. So if the calves are tight, that will often affect right through that back pain of the body. That might be the thing that's really tight for you that's affecting all the way up. So heels drop under, gorgeous stretch. I'd like the pressure to be mainly on the ball of the big toe as the heels drop under, and especially as you lift up. So again, we're not rolling out on those ankles. I'm always checking that my pelvis is still and that my abs are lifted. So I'm going to do a couple more here, enjoying that fabulous stretch. Feels so good. 1 more with that push out. Nice stretch under. Lift and come back in. And then I'm going to have the feet in a V shape or first position. So the ball of the big toe and my second and third toe are kind of on the bar, heels together. Knees again are not just flopping out, I'm using a bit of inner thigh as I press away and control back in. Now if your hips are a little bit tight, you might feel you want to arch on this one. Keep the distance between the ribs and the pelvis the same as you press away, and get some lovely lift through the top of the head and then control back in. So exhale out. Can you reach a bit longer? Can you feel like you're getting taller as you press away and control back in? So some lovely length and lift through the crown of the head. Let's have 2 more here with that lovely reach. 1 more time. And then bringing the carriage fully back in. Let's go back to heels on the bar. Have the hands on the pelvis. Push out on the heels and then make sure your pelvis stays completely still as one foot comes off the bar. So you check you've not rolled over to that side or the hips drop. Bend in on that standing leg and push away. Keep your hands on that hip bone on this side. Make sure that hip doesn't drop down as you straighten the leg out. Keep that control as you press away and control back in. Now that leg is working harder, of course, because it's by itself now, but your main job is stability. Can I keep everything still? Or is that hip dropping as I push away? Keep that control for 2 more. Nice. 1 more here. And then bringing the carriage all the way back in, both heels on the bar. So we're going to push out on both heels so we know then the pelvis is level. And then without moving the pelvis, I'm bringing the other foot off the bar. Bend in on this side and press away. So I'm keeping stability. I'm holding as still as I can through the body as I press out and control in. So check the pelvis hasn't shifted. If you had a spirit level across the hip bones, everything would be staying super steady here. That length away from the bar, pulling abs in. We're still looking for length. Give me 3 more this side. Good work. 2 more with that press away, always controlling the move. And 1 more. And then coming all the way back in. Roll over onto your side to come up to sitting. And just a light to medium tension on your springs there. Hand on the bar, let the elbow drop and the shoulder relax. We're going to keep that shoulder down as you do a little push out. Keeping length. So my shoulder often wants to pop forward. I'm keeping it back and down as I press, and if I'm happy it's staying down, I'm going to lift the arm to the ceiling, get a big stretch on that side and then control the lower. So each time I'm just going to keep that shoulder down as I lift on this side and control back. So it's all about the arm lifting to the ceiling and then along the ceiling. I'm not compressed here. I'm trying to get as much length upwards as I can on this one. So big reach, stretch to lengthen. Good. Give me 2 more. Nice lift, reach up. Good. I'm going to hold this last one and I'm going to stay here and take a deep breath into that side of the lungs. Exhale fully. Nice. Bring that down. So I'm changing to a light spring before I do the other side. I'm going to bring the knees against the shoulder rest. Hands on the runners. Hands are directly underneath. My thumbs are out of the way. And I'm bringing the weight onto the hands. I'm checking the back is flat and it's not collapsed or rounded. Shoulders slide down. I'm going to pull the knees towards the hands and release back. So my upper body is staying still and I'm using the abs to pull that carriage underneath me. So I'm really pulling up and in, scooping the abs in towards the spine as I do this one. Shoulders are staying down. Arms, they're not moving, but it almost feels like there's a bit of downward pull with the arms as I do this. 2 more. Great. Last one. And then just have a little sit back over the heels. Fabulous. Coming to do our side stretch on the other side. So I'm going to swap back to a medium spring, but you can stay on a light spring if the shoulders bother you at all. Hand on the bar, let your elbow drop, shoulder relax. Check that shoulder is down. And then if you wish, that arm can lift for the ceiling. Always work your shoulder down. So I'd like much more length upwards rather than over in this compression. So it's a lift for the ceiling. Shoulder stays down on this side and control back. So big lift up, reach. watching this shoulder is down. Feel some beautiful length through this side. Give me 2 more here, big reach. Lovely, we've got 1 more. We're going to stay here and take that deep breath into this side. Stay here, exhale. Lovely, guys, well done. So I'm going to swap back to a medium spring, or medium, not heavy, medium, yeah, I would keep it medium. Let's check that our straps are ready on the hooks or on the shoulder rest or somewhere you can reach them before we start. Coming to lay back down on the reformer. So the safest way to do that is just to roll yourself in. Make sure your hair is out of the way and then reach back and grab hold of your straps. So we've got the arms straight, shoulders down. I want the abs pulling in. 1 foot comes off the bar, my abs are holding. Second leg comes off. I'm still keeping that core hold and my back is gently touching the carriage. I'm going to pull down, exhale, inhale up. And I want all my ribs to press down. I feel that the ribs at the front are slightly pressing down as well. So I can feel some tension between the ribs and the pelvis as I do that. Exhale, pull down. Inhale, back up. So my shoulders are pressing down. Anytime you want to rest, guys, bring the arms up and pop your feet on the bar. But I'm feeling it come from the core as my ribs press down. Arms are straight. They're going to stay off the carriage and reach as long as I can. 1 more here. Arms come up. 1 foot comes on the bar. Second leg comes on the bar. That's we've woken up the abs. If you're not feeling it, check that your ribs aren't arching off and that you're really pulling those abs in. So 1 foot comes off again. Pull the abs in, second leg off. If at that point your back lifted, have the knees a little bit over the chest to start with. Arms pull down the same way and then come out into a circle round. So my ribs are still really connecting down here. And if you can, keep the tension all the time on the straps rather than come back into the stopper. You might not be able to at first, that's absolutely fine. Just work on building this up steadily. Exhale, down, ribs press down, inhale, circle. If you feel tight at the hips and it's more comfortable to cross at the ankles, that's fine by me. Exhale, 2 more with those ribs pressing down. 1 more. Arms come up. 1 foot on the bar. Second leg on the bar. We've got 1 more to go. This is a tougher one. You might need a little less spring tension. 1 foot off. Deep pull in, second leg off. Arms come out to the side and pull down. So you're getting your lats really working to pull in now. Squeeze down and control up. So feel those shoulders move down. Feel all the back ribs down. Feel like you pull in from the sides. So core work definitely here. Exhale for 3 more. That's it. And 2 long pull. Give me 1 more here. Lovely. Arms come up. 1 foot on the bar, second leg on the bar, and then come up to sitting. Great work, guys. I would go with just a light spring tension now for this one. And you're going to be sitting facing the back. You can have your feet on the headrest, or you can sit with your legs crossed. If either of those positions make you collapse, grab something to sit on, some books, some cushions, something you can sit with. So we're going to sit super tall. I'm going to choose this position with feet on, and I'm lifting the spine. Hands either side. I want my shoulder blades to squeeze together on this one. So it's not just pulling with the arms, the back stays tall. I want to feel my shoulder blades initiate the move. So this area gets quite lazy, it gets quite open, and you often get those knots between the shoulder blades, those muscles desperately trying to hold on and pull you back. So we're getting a squeeze now into the upper back. I'm making sure I'm not arching back, so there's a bit of core hold with my ribs just to keep that down. And it feels like my fingers are trying to skim along the floor as I do that, so I'm not hunching up around the ears. Give me 3 more little squeezes here, and 2 more. 1 more like this. Great, well done. Give the shoulders a bit of a wriggle round, and then holding, we call this hugger tree position. So you imagine your arms are around a tree. Often that makes you do this, so draw your shoulders back and down, open wide to the side, and control back. So I'm moving from the shoulder. The shoulder blades come together. My elbows are staying in that same position. So the elbows aren't bending anymore on this. I'm leading with the shoulder blades coming together, and I'm getting that beautiful length up through the spine. So squeeze back, it's a thumbs up position with the hands. We're working on your posture here, on those upper back muscles. Feels great. Feel your chest open. Feel that lovely expansion and shoulder blades moving. Give me 2 more here. Good, last one. And then give those shoulders a wriggle round. Lovely, guys. Check your straps somewhere where you can grab them. A medium spring. Now, if you use too light a spring on this, you'll feel a lot of pressure in your back. If you use too heavy a spring, you won't feel your core working. So you might have to experiment with where you are spring tension-wise on this. But roll back down into the reformer. So hair out of the way. I'm going to reach back and grab the strap. I'm pushing the calf down. I'm going to bring 1 foot in, and I'm going to keep that knee bent. I'm going to push that leg away, and then bring the other foot in. And then I'm holding with the legs together slightly on that angle. My ribs are down, and I'm checking that my hip bone and pubic bone are level. I'm not tucked in here. My hands are coming onto the abs, and I'm going to pull the abs in the flattest I can. The legs are lowering only where my abs stay pulling in. So if I feel something let go, or the back arches, I've gone too far. When I come up, I keep the tailbone down. So it's a press down, deep, and then control. So the only place I'm moving from is the crease at the top of the legs. And as the legs move down, I'm feeling the tension in my abs increase. I'm working harder to hold them flat like that. So I've got to work super hard. Breathing out. As the legs lower, deep pull in. Breathe in to come up. And the distance between my ribs and my pelvis is staying the same. So I'm not increasing that or shortening that as I work. So you're feeling your core engage. So now I know my range where I can keep everything still here and work the core. So now I'm going to take the legs into circles round. That doesn't want to move further away than where I can maintain the abs pulling in. So this is about your deep abdominal hold. Move slowly, have the hands there, feel what's going on. Just feel you've got to pull in tighter as the legs move away. And you're really wanting your torso to stay still on this and enjoy that movement of the legs. So beautiful circles round for 2 more. 1 more circle this way. And then let's take those circles in the opposite direction. Circle down and round. Deep pulling of that core, lovely, and circles around. These might feel a bit like hexagons at first. That's normal. Take your time. Our legs are used to closed chain activity. Our feet are used to being in contact with something. Even when you're running, your foot hits the floor. So this can feel really wobbly at first, but you will learn full control of the hip joint through these exercises, keeping your hip nice and healthy. Let's have 2 more circles. 1 more like this. Nice. Bring the legs together on that angle. Bend the knees so the knees are just over the hips. And then open the knees, have the heels together, toes apart. Exhale, squeeze the legs, bend back in. So I'm making sure that the legs don't come any further. If I come in here, I've lost that position with the spine. So I'm pressing out, controlling in. Heels squeeze together, reach, Bend it back. Lovely. So froggy position, exhaling away. Give me 2 more. Nice. Really squeeze the legs, last one. And then let's bend the knees. One foot comes out of the strap. We pop that foot back on the bar. Other foot comes out. Pop your straps down and roll into sit up. Well done. Let's have a stretch. So just a medium spring. If you need a cushion under the knee, take that option. You've got the foot against the shoulder rest. Other leg comes forward. I'm just going to ease back. Keeping the hips square to the front. You might feel the stretch here and it's fine to bend the knee. Make sure we've not collapsed over the bar. The hands are tight, light on the bar. And you're just easing back. The reformer will take you further into the stretch when your body is ready for that. Keep the abs in, so we've got that hip flexor release as well. Controlling out for 2 more. Easy, beautiful stretch. And 1 more here. Let's hold this one and take a breath in. Stay here, exhale. Lovely, control the carriage in. And let's take that round the other side. Don't want one leg longer than the other. So one foot against the shoulder rest, other leg right to the front of your reformer. Hips square, ease back into that. Beautiful. So this is where you absolutely fall in love with your reformer, these gorgeous stretches. There's nothing like it for stretching. Shoulders down, just allowing yourself to relax and soften a little bit more into the stretch each time. Make sure this front leg, the hip stays pulling back. And we'll have 2 more. Lovely. Let's hold the last one. Stay here for a breath. Exhale. And coming in. Wonderful. Just come and sit on your carriage now.